Hi everyone, so we are going to continue our past paper discussion for the subject Business and Accounting Studies. We are looking at the past paper 2020 O-level examination. Question 11. Amal received a compensation of rupees 300,000 due to a fire occurred in a part of his business building, which was insured at rupees 1 million. The principal of this insurance relevant to having only rupees 300,000 as compensation is insurable interest, utmost good faith, indemnity, subrogation. If you go through your grade 11 textbook in page number 18, you will study about insurance services. So under insurance services, you would definitely come across principles of insurance. So there are three principles of insurance: insurable interest, utmost good faith and indemnity. So as per the question, they had given you a fourth option, subrogation. That is not a principle of insurance. So insurable interest means you need to have a legal right in order to obtain insurance for life of a property. Utmost good faith. Here what they are expecting is that both parties in the insurance contract, both the insurer and the insured, both of them need to divulge all relevant information accurately to the best of their knowledge. They shouldn't be hiding or withholding any information. Finally, indemnity. Here they are saying, as per this principle, if a loss happens to an insured property, then compensation must be paid to only reinstate that particular damage so the property can go back to its previous state. Remember, indemnity is the only principle that does not apply to life insurance. It only applies to property insurance. So, according to this case, it's clear that receiving only 300,000 while you have insured for 1 million is due to this principle called indemnity. So, answer is 3. Communication modes and examples for communication modes are given in columns X and Y respectively. So here you have verbal, written, electronic, written, signs and symbols, and then there are examples onto the Y column. Select the answer when the above communication modes are matched with the example respectively. So you need to tell the correct order of the examples. Example for verbal communication would be, for verbal communication means your communication is done through speaking. So here, ringing the school bell, you don't speak. Conducting a prefects meeting, yes, you have to speak. So that's the example for verbal. Written, ringing the school bell is not the example for written. Posting calling letters for parents meeting. Here you are communicating through written medium. You have written something and through that you are communicating. So answer is C. So let's jot it down here. First order was B. Then we had C. Electronic written. Ringing the school bell, it's not electronic written. It's sign and symbol. So finally would be A. Electronic written is sending a fax message to the zonal education office. So order is B, C, D, A. Answer will be 2. Renovating the Jaffna International Airport in an attractive way. The element of transportation implied by this statement is way, mode, power, terminal. So again, if you go through your grade 11 textbook, under transportation services, there are 4 elements of transportation. The way, transportation medium, power, terminal. The way essentially refers to different ways in which you could travel. So you could travel by road, railway, waterway or airways. Just the main General types of transportation, the ways of movement. Medium refers to what kind of vehicle or what, how are you traveling on, through what are you trying to transport from one place to another. It can be bus, train, ship, aeroplanes, a very specific medium. Power means the energy that is used to run your medium. So if your car is run by petrol, it will be, power will be fuel. Terminal refers to the place where the medium of transport is going to be handled. The location in which the mediums are going to, actual medium of transportations are going to meet. So it can be a central bus stop, a particular port where ships anchor, railway station, airport. So in this question they are talking about Jaffna International Airport. So this is clearly terminal. It doesn't fall into way, it doesn't fall into mode or medium, it doesn't fall into the power category. Question 14. Ayura Suvamadura decided to produce an immunity boosting drink. Select the answer that shows the management function and variable of marketing mix implied from this statement respectively. So we know there are 4 management functions: planning, organizing, leading and controlling. So in this line or sentence that they have given, Ayura Suva Madura decided to produce. So it's a planning, a decision to produce. They haven't allocated resources, they have not allocated HR, they are not controlling or checking whether the objective has been achieved. So clearly they are talking about the planning management function. Now what marketing mix are they referring to here? We know there are 4 elements in the marketing mix: product, price, place and promotion. Now here they are clearly talking about a immunity boosting drink. It is clearly product. So answer is 3. Question number 15. The source of investment received dividend income is purchasing ordinary shares, opening a fixed deposit, depositing money in a savings account, purchasing jewelry. So if you are opening a fixed deposit or depositing money in a savings account, from these 2 investments you will earn interest income. By purchasing jewelry, you can earn an income in terms of capital gain. When the value increases in the future, you will earn capital gains. But by only purchasing ordinary shares in these answers, okay, in these 4 answers, only through buying ordinary shares, you can earn dividend income. So the source of investment through which you would have received dividend income is purchasing ordinary shares. Select the incorrect statement regarding investments. Capital gains can be earned by investing in lands. Correct. When you buy land and sell in the future, there will be a difference in price. You would have bought at a low price, will be selling at a higher price. The difference is essentially capital gain which you will earn by selling it. Second, treasury bills are issued to fulfill the long-term financial requirements of the government. Now there we can see an error. Why? Treasury bills are issued to meet short-term financial requirement, not long-term. For you to fulfill long-term requirements, you need to issue treasury bonds. So looks like answer is 2. Let's see the other 2 options. An investor becomes an owner of a company by purchasing ordinary shares of it. Yes, correct. Ordinary shares gives you ownership. Finally, Colombo Stock Exchange is monitored by Securities and Exchange Commission of Sri Lanka. That is also correct. SEC, Securities and Exchange Commission, is the regulator of Colombo Stock Exchange. So question number 16, answer is 2. Question 17. The type of account that applicable the double entry principle of increase debit, decrease credit is asset account, liability account, equity account, income accounts. So they are asking you in which type of account do you see the double entry principle where an increase will result in a debit and a decrease will result in a credit. So we know in liability, equity, income, if you are going to increase, you have to credit the account. If your liability is increasing, it will be a credit to that relevant account. If you want to decrease it, if you want to decrease equity, if you want to decrease liability, if you want to decrease income, it will be a debit. So, the only type of account where you will see this particular double entry principle. Where to increase you will have to debit, to decrease you will have to credit is asset accounts. Answer question numbers 18 to 20 using the following information. The accounting equation of Ravi's business as at 1st November 2020 is as follows. Asset equal equity plus liability is the formula. So opening balance you have 50,000 asset, 35,000 equity, 15,000 liability. Following are some transactions occurred during the first week of November 2020 of this business. So let's draw up the accounting equation for this scenario. We have assets equal capital plus liability. We have an opening of 50, capital 35, liability being 15. So let's enter each transaction separately. In transaction A, you are purchasing a stock of goods for rupees 10,000 on credit. So stocks is increasing, which is asset is increasing, and on the other hand your liability is also increasing because you are buying on credit. Transaction B, purchasing a stock of goods of rupees 5,000 in cash. So your stocks are increasing by 5, but because you are paying in cash, 5,000 is getting decreased as well. No change for capital and liability. Transaction C, paying a creditor of rupees 7,000. So cash is decreasing because obviously you are settling your creditor by cash. On the other hand, liability is also decreasing because you are settling a creditor. Finally, transaction D, selling a stock of goods for rupees 7,000 in cash, which was purchased at rupees 5,000. So you are receiving 7,000 in cash from this sale by selling stocks which was worth 5,000. You can see from the difference that you have earned a profit, you have earned a income gain. So that will be added to your capital. So your capital is increasing by 2. So with this sorted out, let's move into the question. What is the amount of liabilities of this business after the above transaction? So 15 plus 10 minus 7, the answer is 18,000. What is the transaction that does not change the value of total assets of the business as at 1st November 2020? So transaction A, there is an increase in total asset. That's not the answer. Transaction B results in a no change. Transaction C causes in a reduction. Transaction D causes in an increase. So answer is now 2, transaction B. The equity of the business at the end of the first week of November 2020 would be 35 plus 2. So it would increase by 2,000. Answer is 1. So with that, we'll wind up today's video. Subscribe to Learning Business for more videos.